Facebook is dead. Long live Facebook. It all started with this realization. Facebook knows nothing about snowboarding. In the year 2020, the Facebook website is close to dead. Mark Zuckerberg realized early that it was not a web page that was his product, but rather the knowledge about what you and your friends are doing, what you like, and well, basically who you are. This information was at first used to create a website where you could communicate with your friends and where you got an update about what your friends were doing and what they liked. Now, for that purpose, it was good. But if you wanted to discuss something specific, like snowboarding, or if you wanted to meet other snowboarders, the limitations were obvious. You could create a group, but they all looked the same and they all had the same features. This limited how it could be used. Of course, you could find another website that had all these features, but then you lost the connection with all your friends. You had to create yet another account and got yet another inbox for private messages to monitor. And this webpage had to get to know you with all your personal information, settings, preferences, pictures, and so on. This is what Facebook realized. It knows nothing at all about snowboarding, but it knows a whole lot about you. In small steps, it opened up its API, allowing third-party websites and applications to implement Facebook features. It was a huge success, and soon it was possible to create your product using all of Facebook features. The snowboarders now could create their own community using Facebook technology and knowledge about you. All of your activities on the site was collected by Facebook to refine its image of you, and in return, Facebook could deliver precisely targeted ads and recommendations. The site owner got 70% of the revenue from the ads, and Facebook kept the other 30%. This was a revolution in internet history, and it was only 2015. Moving on to 2020, the Facebook fact bank about you is enormous. Facebook technology is implemented in your calendar, newspaper, travel book agent, ebook, computer game, and even in the physical world. In the physical world? Well, yes. In 2020, Facebook is first and foremost experienced through the cell phone, and thanks to the GPS, you can tell Facebook that you like the restaurant you're in, and all this information is added to your profile. With all this information about you, Facebook is not only able to record what you have done, but also suggest what you might want to do in the future. With the launch of Facebook Assistant, the users now get recommendations based on where they are, what they are doing, and most important, who they are. Here's an example of how it works. Through the voice recognition, you say, "I want to find a restaurant in Gothenburg tomorrow at 6 p.m. Through the calendar, Facebook knows that you have a meeting with a Facebook friend and understands that this is probably connected. It searches through your profile, your friend's profile, and both your friends list for recommendation and likes on restaurants. It can then produce a ranked list on which restaurants that will fit. However, one of the restaurants in the top 10 has a special price this week, so you might want to consider that first. Facebook also knows that you have booked a flight that will arrive to Gothenburg at 5 p.m. and it asks if you want to book a taxi to the restaurant. Facebook will also ask if you want to auto-invite your friends to the restaurant and whether you want to make it a public event. If your flight is delayed the next day, Facebook would automatically notify the participants and estimate how late you will arrive to the meeting. What you now have seen is only some of the features, applications and services that has grown around Facebook after it let its API roam free. There are many more, like augmented reality connected to Facebook recommendation system, Facebook credits that lets every site charge for content using Facebook technology, social bonus cards where you collect stamps together with your friends, and so on. But my time is up. If you want to discuss this into further detail, please drop me an email and we'll have a chat about the future of communication.